Let's stand by for picture. We have 3 rounds, full loads.
Okay.
Okay.
Just test the jet.
That's Tom is set.
That's it.
For Tom, he never wants to hand something off to a stuntman. I mean, he has the skills to do that.
3, 2, 1,
He was willing to do jumps, ride at high speed. It's really amazing.
The physicality of a character comes through, and it's storytelling for me, and it's how can I best bring the audience into the story.
He's fearless, and when you have an actor like that, you want to take advantage of it. It was important to me and to Tom that when we're in the bubble ship, it feels like we're really flying this thing.
I'm coming in hot.
It's able to do things that a normal helicopter or jet are not able to do. So we built a gimbal that was able to spin in all these different axes to provide the motion of the bubble ship.
Good one. Circle that.
We just tested it in its first run with all the straps in so that we can simulate all the flying motions and the flying battle sequences that we have on the movie.
Tom, I just need your foot right up here.
We did the test. I went through to make sure it was safe, and there's certain things you had to make sure you didn't have your hands outside the windows at certain times.
Is that to protect the bubble ship in case it comes off?
Just the bubble ship.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this half speed. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go.
You know, it was a violent rig. It would spin and twist and go upside down. It was like a very intense roller coaster.
Can we go a little faster?
For someone like Tom, he couldn't wait to get in that thing. I mean, that's just the type of guy he is. He loves to fly helicopters, airplanes, bungee jump. That's what he lives for. For other people, it's a challenging thing to do.
Olga's never been on any kind of a gimbal like this before, but you know, we slowly acclimate all of our actors into a position where they feel comfortable.
The bubble ship is a beautiful creation when it's just standing on the ground, and I observe it from far away.
Have fun.
Olga will tell you today she wasn't scared, okay? But she was scared.
Okay, here you go.
You don't want to be in there when it's flipping around. I want to play Victoria! Can we switch?
She's very brave. She toughed it out, and her performance in a lot of scenes of the movie is priceless because it's real. It's not acting.
In the end, I liked it, actually. I have to admit it. But don't tell anyone. I pretended like I didn't. But I secretly did.
You did great. Good job, Olga. Yeah.
I wanted Jack to have multiple modes of transport, and a motorcycle made perfect sense. It could fit right in the back of the bubble ship. So we built a bike for him.
My name's Justin Kell, and I have a company called Glory Motor Works, and we build stunt bikes and movie motorcycles. Generally, you know, I'll go into a movie and they'll say, we need the bike to go 30 miles an hour in a straight line, that's it. I go, okay. And then we get on set and we jump at 30 feet and we go 100 miles an hour and we ride it down hills and up mountains. So we built this bike to be able to do supercross.
This is the bike we start with. A dirt bike platform was a natural platform to start with. Easy to maintain, easy to work on, and ideal for the climate we're working in. They're insanely fun bikes to ride.
I love motorcycles, and you know, it was a tricky design.
On the soft stuff, it does really well.
It does well, yeah.
But it was...
It's because it's been ergonomically changed a little bit with all this stuff,
right.
but it works great. It's good.
Look, man, it's a motorcycle.
It's
awesome.
Tom's a really good rider, you know, which makes our job easy. And knowing his riding abilities and what he's going to want to do, we're able to prepare for it instead of being surprised.
Guys that designed it did a sensational job because there's moments that I have to carry Olga in the bike and I'm riding through Iceland and it had to be safe enough for me to travel at very high speeds without a helmet.
A lot of the stuff I think that's extremely successful are the helicopter shots where he's free riding through pristine Icelandic chocolate cake dirt. It's basically a motocross heaven. Hey, on you, Tom, on you. Go, go, go.
Good, guys.
All right.
He dumped the bike, but he was in full control of the situation, and his agility basically saved him.
Okay, here we go. Ready, and 3, 2, 1, go, go.
I know it was tricky for them to really figure out the balance of that bike, but I had a blast riding that.
We get to see him rappel into the New York Public Library, and he has some really cool stunts down there.
This is a big stunt show, and that stuff has to be thought of as you're designing the set, from all the rigging and everything that has to happen in there, and all the pyro and all the explosions. So the set had to be big. It's a big action sequence that plays out in there. When we first started designing the set, we had major collapses architecturally, and Joe thought, you know what, I'd rather be more like a tomb and have it a little bit more intact.
That sense of discovery, finding elements of our world embedded in this landscape, to me was something that I thought was very intriguing.
In that scene, Tom comes right down through the ceiling through a classic painting that's in the top of the library.
Okay, let's take him up, guys. We're basically preparing Tom and getting him to ride a wire and be comfortable.
Okay. Look, it hurts, but let's see what it looks like.
We test everything out and then give him the information. He digests the information and is able to perform the stunts usually better than 99% of all stunt people. Okay, let's take him up. You ready?
You want it counterclockwise or clockwise? Spin. What are you doing?
When we were working on the library set, we had several different shots that we had to accomplish in there. We had 8 ratchets, and as they pull in, they rapidly accelerate the movement up or out or down or wherever it may be.
Through my conversations with Joe early in the beginning, who really wanted to amp this sequence up.
Well, what I want to do is I want him to roll, and I want his gun to go sliding off that way.
Okay.
So head this way, rolls into a close-up, watching his gun go over the edge.
Say, what, 30-foot drop, 25-foot drop?
30, 35.
I imagine because this table is under the sinkhole, it's rotted.
Right. So then he would basically go to the...
And then kind of roll out of that.
Okay.
Watching my gun go this way, you'll see my face. Because the point is,
Firing down the head, we're
you want to see my face, so we're not have to use cuts. It's got to be a one-shot.
I do the stunts because you can put the camera in places where you may not necessarily be able to put it if I don't do the stunt. It's how we bring the audience into the action.
Okay, Tom, are you set? Set! Okay. Ready, and action!
I missed it.
It's very hard on the body. Take after take after take.
He's up for anything. He really can do all those stunts on his own.
3, 2.
What we're shooting on now is a set of Raven Rock, where 3 drones have entered the sanctuary for all the scavengers.
Spread out!
This is the oldest power plant in New Orleans. It was erected in 1885. It's a solid steel and brick structure, hand riveted. It was the original powerhouse from New Orleans. And approximately 36 years ago, they closed it down.
It's perfect for this movie. You can't tell where the set begins and where the original structure is. I mean, they've done such an amazing job with just adding bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It has been one of the most challenging places to shoot from a safety standpoint.
We have to really, really make sure that everybody's in the proper position when we go.
It was a total shithole. I mean, it's not often that you're on a multi-million-dollar movie set and you're having to wear a helmet in case parts of the set fall on your head.
Clear everybody back there behind you.
3, 2, 1, go.
Drone is chasing everybody, and in the process, a few of us get hit by the drone. Our job is to elevate ourselves to the point where our visual effects brothers can disintegrate us.
It's a very big sequence, a lot of people, really tight spaces, a lot of big gags.
Hi, how are you today? We have 120 background survivors coming in. It's a big makeup and hair day for our team.
I am becoming a she-scav. I am apparently the only female scav.
We've had about 30 stunt performers. We've had maybe over 100 pyro explosions.
We have a mortar and a propane popper right down here, and we just been throwing debris and fire, and we have sparks.
The events here are the explosions is 1 through 15. Action! Take cover!
I'm Doug McQuarrie, and I'm the technical advisor. I handle a lot of the military movement for the actors. I watch what Stunts is doing, and then I start to flesh out how this character's going to shoot and move.
At the end of the second act, there's a reveal that Jack is not who he thinks he is. And that realization, it was important that it be done in the most dramatic way possible. I couldn't think of a more dramatic way than to actually have to physically fight yourself.
I've never done anything like that before. We rehearsed it and rehearsed it and rehearsed it before we shot on location. And the stunt guy I was working with was outstanding.
What happened was I sent a Happy Easter text to Joe, and he was like, Happy Easter, how tall are you? So I sent him my information. He's like, I might have a job for you.
Here we are at the sand pit from the Jack versus Jack fight.
Hey, Mark!
I have to fight myself, so I have to learn both sides of the fight.
The confusion about fighting yourself is knowing that your approach to fighting is the same.
They're both as fast as each other. They're both as intense as each other. They know how to counter each other.
You can just tell you're freaked out rather than being too commanding and in control.
It's almost like they know each other's moves. The way that it was birthed, basically, is I stood in front of a mirror.
Drop your weapon!
And I had to try to figure out how I was going to fight myself.
Tom Cruise would imagine he was looking at himself, and I would just pretend I looked like Tom Cruise.
It's a very challenging sequence, primarily because we are in the heat. They're wearing leather suits.
This suit itself was like a sauna. I've never felt such extreme heat in my life, actually.
And action.
We could only do it one time, and then we started getting dehydrated. The body was just too hot. We had 2 days to do it, and there were a lot of setups. Everyone was just, they were rushing me through the makeup.
Okay, guys, just turn Tom into Jack 2 right now, and we'll put Lloyd in as Jack 1. Let's get him ready right away.
That's nice. That's good.
Yeah?
Cool.
Happy with that?
Yep. The markers are just so that visual effects has something to track. So if there's ever a shot where my face comes into frame, then they'll be able to put Tom's over top.
This is a full head replacement, so there's no hiding either of your faces. What they're going to take from when you play the other side is just your facial performance.
At some points, I would wear a hood with tracking markers so they can do a full head replacement for certain shots.
3, 2, 1, go.
Boom.
Yep. This was what was actually shot on set, and we have Tom on one side, and then the next daily take we have Tom on the other side. And with a bit of rotoscoping, we're actually able to put them both together.
So I'm actually not really in the movie, but yeah. In a good way, though.
Sound speed. Set. Action.
It was really one of the most challenging sequences in the movie to shoot, and just the physical endurance required by Tom to pull it off was astounding.
Cut. Great job, Tom. Great job, Lloyd. Really awesome.
It was quite a challenge, and I really appreciate a great crew, because it's moments like that where you don't get that unless you have a crew that's really working together and moving through the shots and working as a team. That's what's wonderful about making movies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom